Good afternoon, YouTube. This is Central Oregon Survival Network coming at you again. I've been asked a couple times on the Spectre Survival Bow and how to string it. It's pretty much just like stringing a recurve bow. It's actually pretty much the exact same thing. There's a couple things you have to watch out for, which I'll point out when I get to stringing the bow. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you the particulars that you have to watch out for on the survival bow. Okay, here I have the bow. I'm going to get up close so you can see this. Now these are the limbs that you have here that slide in to this clevis type metal piece. So what you do is you just basically slide them in, make sure they seat completely all the way in. Same on the other side, make sure they seat completely, just like that. Okay, once they're seated, when you apply pressure, you do not want to apply pressure the wrong way. You don't want to apply it in this direction. You want to make sure you apply it in this direction. Okay? What that's doing is it's putting that limb weight onto the base instead of onto the clasp. If you go this direction with it, you could end up breaking it. You want to make sure you go back in this direction. Okay? It's pretty simple. What I always do is I take my string on one end and I make sure that I seat it. By seating it, you want to make sure that it's in the grooves here and on the other side, so it's nice and tight in those grooves. You don't want it to pop out when you're putting the string on or when you're shooting it, so make sure it's nice and tight. Then you're ready for the next step. Like I said, make sure that you have both ends pushed all the way in and they're seated. Okay? Hold on to your string just like this. What you're going to do is you're almost going to kind of step through. Okay, you're going to step through or over, put the bow underneath that leg, put it against your ankle. Okay, and this is a little bit more, it's a little harder than doing a recurve just because it's a three-piece bow, and usually recurve, they're held together pretty tight if it's a breakdown type. This one tends to try and fall apart on you when you're stringing it. Okay, so what you're going to do is using this leg. You can see all that. Use this leg for your breaking point, and what you're going to do is you're just going to pull with this arm and you're going to string it. So pull, put your string on this side, make sure it's seated nice and tight before you let it go. Then step out of it, check both ends, make sure, like I said, that they're seated nice and tight on both ends before you pull it back. You got a nice seat, and you're ready to go. Pretty simple, pretty easy, and the bow's strung. Okay? That's how you string pretty much any recurve, but you can also do this type. And it's a little, like I said, there's some particulars you have to watch out for because these limbs, there's nothing that holds them in while you're stringing it. So you gotta hold those tight while you're putting it together. Okay, if you have any questions, go ahead and shoot me a comment and I'll answer it.